Imagine the world as we know is completely gone. No internet, no electricity, no supply chain, no modern conveniences. Could you restart civilization from scratch? Well, today I'm reviewing a book that claims you can do just that. So it's called The Book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. And today we're going to discuss, is it the ultimate guide or is it just a coffee table book? Stay tuned. Oh, and see this? Hiding underneath the book is a sealed envelope. Scares me a little because it's labeled 18 plus only. I mean, what's inside? I'll open it at the end of this video. I do have some theories. When I was a kid, my dad didn't read me fairy tales. He read to me out of the Encyclopedia Britannica Junior. I remember those blue books on the bookshelf, and we might pick A or B or whatever and just pick an article and read it. So no fairy tales for me, more like history, maybe a little geology, a little science. That was my nightly reading. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons that I grew into always seeking knowledge and embracing being a prepper. So when the publishers sent me this book to review, I was excited. I mean, an ultimate guide to rebuilding civilization. Couldn't wait to open it. I mean, it's full color illustrations, over 400 pages, and it is supposedly an encyclopedia of post-apocalyptic knowledge. You know, agriculture, engineering, medicine, chemistry, all those kind of subjects. You know, I couldn't help but thinking, if the book by Lewis Dartnell, I think it was called The Knowledge and Popular Science, got together and had a baby, maybe it would result in this beautiful illustrated volume. So just look at this top-notch packaging. The cover, texture, illustrations, it's exquisite and it's kind of mysterious, like maybe it was created by the Illuminati. Oh, and here's this postcard. So let me read the postcard. It says, "Hey, hungry minder. What you're holding in your hands right now is not just a book. It's an opportunity to immerse yourself in fascinating worlds. Explore new ideas and learn something new. We worked on this project with passion, and we hope the book brings you joy and value. If you have any questions or would like to give us your feedback, please contact us." And it has the email here. We're always here for you. Love, Siva and Tim, creators. Oh yes, and I haven't forgotten about that mysterious 18 plus envelope underneath the book, but I'm not going to open it just now. You know, I had some ideas. Maybe it's about birth control, something that I think would be important after the apocalypse, but we'll wait to the end. And yes, I am being a tease. So is this a reference manual or is it a gorgeous art book? Let's delve a little deeper. According to Kickstarter, this project, this book, was launched by Hungry Minds and raised over $3 million, making it one of the most successful books in Kickstarter's history. This tells you, I think, that people are hungry for that type of knowledge. Now, this isn't marketed as a wilderness guide. It's marketed as what you need to know after the apocalypse, when you've survived and you're trying to rebuild civilization. And here's a sampling of some of the pages. We have fire making basics. How about purifying and decontaminating water? Maybe building a fishing net trap. How about soap making? Here's one that would be good. How to grow your own penicillin. How to forage tools. Well, it's sounding impressive, isn't it? Now, these illustrations are eye-catching, but to me the style is inconsistent. Some pages lean into medieval or steampunk fantasy vibes. I mean, just take a look at this composting diagram or this refrigerator sketch. Cool to look at, but not exactly helpful. On the other hand, the beekeeping page, that's what I wish all the illustrations look like. Realistic, instructive, and easy to follow. Now to me, here is when my expectations are doused a little. Some of the subjects are quite broad, but really don't give you the depth of information you need. For example, here's the edible and inedible plants page. It gives the 15-second rule, but no actual plant identification. You'd still need a proper foraging guide. So here are 2 pages on making pencils and ink, and 1 page on paper making. And the instructions include felt as a supply. Well, there are no instructions for making the felt needed to make the paper, so therefore, instructions aren't very helpful. And surprisingly, it includes things like cocktail recipes and how to make fast food, and even psychotherapy. And to me, sewing's important. You gotta make the clothes, right? Well, it shows a diagram of a sewing machine, but it doesn't tell you how to craft a needle or make thread. So I think you're getting the idea. It just glosses over certain subjects. Okay, we've admired the pages, looked at the illustration, talked about a lot of the knowledge gap. So now it's time for that elephant in the room, right? This envelope. So I'm going, oh, there's something on the back. Okay. So before you open this envelope, please read this short story. When we first planned to create this book, we were deciding which human inventions to include, and we knew we had to feature certain kind of, it calls it something else, but I say intimate toys. And they didn't want kids finding it in the book, so they put it in here. Okay, that really makes me think. I'm sorry. I don't think something like that is needed. There was nothing in there how to do birth control, but this is in there. I have to say, this going in the trash. So what's my final take on this? Yes, it is visually stunning. It is definitely eye candy, but it really shouldn't be marketed as a serious prepper resource, in my opinion. And to be fair, Amazon promotes it as an art book, not a reference book. In fact, it states that Hungry Minds is a collective intellect hailing from the planet Earth. It comprises individuals from different countries around the world who are united by curiosity and a passion for the beautiful. Together, they create unique art books for you. Okay, I think that makes sense. My expectations were definitely unrealistic, because think about it, even 400 plus pages, that's not going to cover everything you need. You need reference book encyclopedias all the way through the bookcases behind me and several more bookcases to even start to cover some of the subjects. So here's my bottom line. Let me pick it up again here for you. This book, I would say, is 70% an art book for your coffee table and maybe 25% some prepper knowledge. So if you're looking for a detailed how something works type of manual, this book, not for you. But if you love beautifully illustrated books or want a conversation starter about preparedness, leave the book on your coffee table. People will kind of start looking through. Great conversation starter. So one more thing. The book isn't cheap. It runs over $100, but I think you could expect that by the impressive packaging, the binding, the cover, all the color illustrations, and the sheer size and heft of this book. So if you're looking for a special Father's Day gift, or maybe a special birthday gift, I think maybe this would be for you. And I have the Amazon link down below. So let me know, would you put this book in your prepping library, like what's behind me, or on your coffee table? Or would you not buy it at all. Let's start the conversation. And if you're interested in prepping books that I recommend, well, watch this.